Okay, here we are then, Rivet City, where I need to go and investigate the whereabouts of my father. So, let's do that, shall we? I'm assuming I have to talk to them.
Welcome to Rivet City. Please wait while the bridge extends.
I certainly wasn't planning on trying to jump across, that is a
I
fact.
can't take it anymore. Please, help me.
No, Bob, get up and find your own water. Sorry if that sounds a bit mean, but I'm sick of these beggars.
Hold it right there. State your business in Rivet City. And who might your father be? If he lives on this boat, I know him. Dr. Lee, eh? Well, then I guess you'd have to ask Dr. Lee for more information. Go on up, then. She's probably in the science lab. But keep your nose clean, you hear me? We're the safest, most secure city in the Wasteland. Nothing can get in here without our say-so. I don't exactly have time to worry about the history around here, now do I? I've got to worry about what's happening on it now. Carry on, then.
Okay, so of course I've got the... I've got the quest, haven't I, for Moira. To do the quest for Moira, which is investigate the history of Rivet City. Locked hard. Okay. Staley's door.
Stay away from me! What do you want? Are you one of them? I suppose it doesn't matter if I tell you. I used to be a slave. I saw a slaver on this ship. His name is Sister. I'm afraid he's after me. Really? Oh, thank you. Can you help me? I've been so worried with him around. I can hardly sleep at night. I am at your mercy.
Oh, go get rid of the slaver then. Who's on the ship? Can't tell his door. Science lab. Capital Preservation Society. This guy probably knows about the history of the city, doesn't he?
One of the new immigrants died of radiation poisoning last week.
Yeah, I heard she was drinking river water.
The ship's water isn't much better. If we don't get fresh water soon, we'll all end up like her.
Oh, wait, come back.
Who are you? Got any psycho? I could really use a fix, but I'm broke. Ha! I run the chem shop, but I'm broke and can't buy chems. That's what Cindy says too, but I got the itch. I need it bad. It's a place to live, safe from raiders and super mutants. With Dr. Lee on our side, maybe we can even begin to rebuild the world. Huh? History? What history? No history here, girl.
He's whacked off his head.
Yeah, me too.
Welcome to the Capitol Preservation Society.
Abraham.
Quite an impressive collection, isn't it? Well, don't be shy. Have a look around. Abraham Washington's the name. Curator of this little slice of American history. Ah, a fellow scholar, I see. Each of the documents in this room tells a small but important story about the history of the United States of America.
I don't need that much
Unfortunately,
detail.
the greatest
Just Rivet
prize
City.
of all is missing from the collection. In 1776, the Second Judgmental Congress got together and adopted a document drafted by none other than Thomas Jefferson himself. It was the day the United States of America earned its name and secured its place in history. This magnificent achievement took form in the Declaration of Independence.
I can see where this is going. He's going to want me to find it. isn't
Indeed
he?
I do. Without the Declaration, the rest of these relics are almost meaningless. I must have it. Acquire the document for me, and you'll be awarded most handsomely. What do you think? You'd secure your place in history. The woman who rediscovered the Declaration of Independence. Imagine the
Doesn't really buy me anything,
fanfare.
does it? Fanfare.
Sorry, my mind tends to wander. I will see to it that you receive a worthwhile trade. I have in my possession the only known schematic for the creation of something called the railway rifle. Bring me the
Schematic for a
declaration,
weapon?
and it's yours. Excellent! You won't regret it, I promise you. Imagine, you are taking part in another chapter of American history. I envy you. You can find the Declaration of Independence in the ruins of the National Archives. In the D.C. ruins, you'll find the National Archives, or what's left of it anyway. The building should contain the document in a protective glass case. Be careful. The place is swarming with super mutants.
Great, just what I
Here,
need.
let me
Mutants.
pinpoint its location for you. It's funny now that you ask. I can tell you all about the capital, but I really haven't got any idea about Rivet City itself. I can't see how important it is compared to the capital's history, but maybe Bannon might know something. He's in the governing
Bannon.
council, after all.
Bannon.
Remember,
Guess I'll go find
treat the
Bannon.
document with care. It's a fragile piece of our history.
Guess I find Bannon. Abolish slavery. It's not going to tell me anything I don't already know, is it?
We have the most complete archive of U.S. historical documents in the Wasteland.
And it looks like you're trying to get a buzz, mate, from all the whiskey you're drinking. Okay. Oh, there was a woman. It's the security lady. Security lady. Science lab. I'll go there in a second. Nothing in use there. St. Monica's Church.
I'm Diego, the acolyte for St. Monica's. St. Monica saved her own son's soul from eternal damnation. She is now the patron saint of lost children for the faithful everywhere. You really should come to church on Sunday mornings. The sermon will be all about Saint Monica. Father Clifford. The sanctuary is in the ship's fore on the upper deck. The good father holds services every Sunday morning. Oh yes, Father Clifford conducts services every Sunday morning. You should come.
Not really my thing.
I heard tell the place used to be run by raiders until someone cleared the whole place out. But I don't really know for sure. God bless you.
I'm surprised St. Monica didn't do it.
I am Father Clifford. This is St. Monica's church. She is the patron saint of lost children, very popular among the faithful of Rivet City. I'm surprised you've never heard of her. If you want to hear her story, it will be the topic of my sermon on Sunday. Services begin at 8 a.m. You should come.
No.
Yes, my flock is all of Rivet City. You should come to services this Sunday. I'll be telling the tale of St. Monica.
Trying to draw you in. They are typical religious nut jobs. It's just a recruitment drive. They're just trying
Oh,
to
it's not the past of the city that I dwell upon, but the future of its inhabitants. But if you're interested, I believe Miss Weatherly or Mr. Bannon would be glad to speak with you on the subject. St. Monica bless you.
So that didn't tell me anything I didn't already know. Marketplace? Okay. Science lab, science lab, science lab. Let's go to the science lab.
But surely one of you glorified test tube jockeys can assist me. For the most advanced scientific center in the capital Wasteland, I find your...
Look, Dr. Zimmer, we've been over this. We don't know about your runaway robot, and we don't care. This lab is dedicated to solving real problems.
Yes. But Dr. Lee...
Dr. Lee is trying to save lives, and your constant interruptions are interfering with those efforts. Now please, stand aside.
I'm sure the good doctor's work with water purification is fascinating. But if you only knew what was at stake. The technology in that android...
What's at stake? You won't tell me what's at stake. Vagaries and secrecy. A robot's a robot, Zimmer, no matter how shiny the paint job. Now, please.
Ignorance and facetiousness. That's all you people are good for. Shiny paint job indeed. You can't even imagine the Commonwealth's accomplishments.
You know, if you're so smart, maybe you could help us, But no, that never even crossed your mind. Go peddle your selfishness somewhere else.
Fine, but I'm not leaving. Not until I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself.
Time is wasting.
Hey there. She's certainly head and shoulders above most everyone else around here, though that's not saying much. Look, some of us are trying to get work done here. There have been enough disruptions recently. Anybody coming through here would have to talk to Dr. Lee. Why don't you go bother her about it? The Weatherly Hotel is a good choice. It's on the upper deck. Yeah, see you. There was some sort of battle in the city yesterday. The gate guard said that
You there! What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered. Are you by any chance for hire?
Be careful, Gramps.
To the point! I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property. Ah, a woman of action. I knew I picked the right person for the job.
20 questions.
Let me be clear. You won't be looking for a lost puppy or family heirloom. You'll be searching for an android. Do you know what an android is? No, I imagine you don't. You see, we've moved beyond those primitive buckets you call robots and have created artificial intelligence, sentient machines, artificial persons that think and feel what we program them to. Occasionally their programming miscalculates. They get confused and wander off. Forget everything you know about robots. Those buckets are mere children's toys compared to the real thing. Androids have fake skin and blood and are programmed to simulate human behavior, like breathing. They can even eat and digest food realistically. Like I've said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction and possibly even a mind wipe. Search the offices of doctors or techies for android information. If he's come into contact with these people, there may be records. Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. See if he knows anything. He's a doctor, after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy trying to ignore my surroundings. Maybe he didn't exactly wander off. Maybe he fled. Escaped captivity, as it were, if he began to misinterpret his situation. It's possible my android sought to forget his previous life, wipe away all memory, all guilt, trick himself into believing he really is human. So no, he may not be just an ordinary robot, but he's certainly not human, no matter how badly he wishes it so. I made him. I want him. End of story. By God, you're as annoying as you are clever. Very
Yeah,
well.
very clever.
I'll tell you what you want to know, if it helps you locate my property. The duty of this particular unit was the hunting and capturing of other escaped androids. Yes, others have escaped. It's one of the side effects of having such an advanced AI. Machines start to think for themselves, fool themselves into believing they have rights. And so, this particular android may have believed he'd done something wrong, immoral, and wanted to forget those deeds. Satisfied now? This particular android, designation A321, is different, special, the most advanced synthetic humanoid I've ever developed. The others, like my escort Armitage there, are all older models, easily
He's an
replicated. Ah, but A321, it will take years to recreate him. So you see, this android must be located at all costs. The others are all acceptable losses, but A321, he is irreplaceable. The Commonwealth itself is nothing but a war-ravaged quagmire of violence and despair. Inside the sealed environment of the Institute, however. But the Institute's affairs are none of your concern. Your undeveloped mind couldn't even begin to comprehend what we've accomplished.
Insulting me. It's a great way to get me on board.
Looks to me like a giant boat ran aground and a bunch of savages moved in. History lesson over.
Huh.
Of course you do.
The gunfire went on for over an hour.
That's why I'm glad I'm in here. Good old Rivet City.
Me too. Nothing is getting through these walls. Hey.
I'm intelligent again. Hello, who are you?
Please excuse me. There is much work to be done. No. I'm only here to help with moving things, lifting heavy equipment. I'm no scientist. I simply help Dr. Lee in whatever way I can.
Bet you do.
I'm Janice Kaplinsky, Chief Botanist. What do you need? Other than him being an egotistical, arrogant, condescending pain in the ass? Nothing. He's from the Commonwealth. He's come looking for some special robot. I must admit I'm rather curious, but I have other work to do. If it hasn't got to do with the science quarters, I'm probably not the one to ask. And Dr. Lee's so busy, you really shouldn't disturb her work. I did see a man talking to Dr. Lee, but I really shouldn't be discussing it. She's already in a bad mood. I'd hate to make it worse. You should probably just talk to her about it.
You just told me not to talk to her because
So
she's
long.
busy. Talk about contradict yourself, woman. Where is this Dr. Lee? Ah, she's running away from me.
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's daughter, aren't you? What are you doing here? You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same. You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there. Did you? I was under the impression that's exactly the opposite of what he wanted for you. Well, you won't find him here. He's come and gone already.
Great.
Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
Okay, so I know where my father has gone.
I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died, and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know? Yes, your mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you. Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could. Yes, well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough.
What was my father like?
James? He was very driven, determined to change the world.
User entered your channel.
Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time, and wants to try again. Okay. Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society, to make the world livable again. Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know? It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated. We had the basic principles down, we understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just... too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment. You happened. It wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the Purifier. Okay. Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors, or your chasing after him. I'm sorry. I suppose I can spare a few stim packs. It's not much, but it might make things easier for you.
Stim packs are good. Stim packs are always very good to have.
What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something. But then there were complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared. I returned here to Rivet City and established the lab you see before you now.
Still doesn't tell me about you though, does it?
Oh, that man doesn't have you looking for his pet android, does he? I've already told him to lay off it. He's distracting my entire team. I could tell you all about the science lab, but even though I was here near the start, I can't really help with the details of how it all worked out. It all seems like a lifetime ago. I'm afraid I've had a lot of things on my mind since those early days. Good luck finding your father.
So really, you're not that useful. All these people on this ship, does no one know the history? To the marketplace then. See if I can sell some stuff.
Good to see you.
Nice. Pretty interesting.
They call me Shrapnel. I run this place. Got the best damn armament you'll ever see. Ain't seen many of those around lately. They're tough to come by. History? Fuck if I know. Hell, fuck if I care. What you looking for?
Let's see, what have I got? What can I sell him? What would be good? Got loads of ammo. It isn't really of much use to me until I get the perk to be able to craft and break down everything. I'll take all the free stuff you've got.
Come back soon. We always got a lot of ammo in stock.
Nice.
Let me or a security officer know if you see anything out of the ordinary. Is there a problem? He's totally strung out. It's gonna kill him one of these days. She's one of the members of the council. Runs the science lab here. Don't bother her unless it's important. Her lab is in the stern end of the ship. Carry on then.
Okay.
Shit, just what this hole needs. Another woman. Either buy me a drink or take your skanky ass somewhere else. Bitch! These guys won't buy me around. Just one, please. Can't help you with the history, honey. It's noisy, dark, and smelly. But we're safe here. No super mutants or raiders. And maybe Dr. Lee will find a way to get clean water for us.
It's bad.
Don't let me stop you. Welcome to Gary's Galley. Can I take your order? It's named after my dad. He's a great cook. I heard the place was settled by mercenaries who used to scavenge DC, but I don't really know. You mean like hitting on me? No. Most of them are polite. Even the ones like Diego that I'd want to flirt with seem to ignore me. Well, one of us is. Sometimes it seems like he doesn't even know I'm there. Yeah, right. I don't think I could get him drunk enough to do that. I wish I had some ant pheromones. Trini says they would make any man lose control.
Ant pheromone.
Thank you for coming to Gary's Galley.
There was some sort
May I
of
take your order?
city yesterday.
I'd like 2
The gate
carrots
guard
and
said the
some water.
gunfire went on for over an hour.
That's why I'm glad I'm in here. Good old Rivet City.
Me too. Nothing is getting through these walls.
This here is Flack and Shrapnel's gun shop. Pretty catchy, huh? Take a look around. If you see anything you like, I'll be right over here. I don't put the good stuff out on the table. If you're interested, I can show you the stuff in the locker. Fred, I can't help you, pal. Been here for years, but all I know about the history is that it's a safe place to settle down. Maybe Bannon can help you out. He sure acts like he knows it all.
Bannon, that's that name again.
Need to do some killing, eh? A plate. If you need more ammo, this is where to get it.
Bear that in mind. So we got 2 empty shots.
Any trouble in this area?
No, I haven't seen anything. May I take your order?
I'd like 2 carrots and some water.
Everything looks okay here.
The Weatherly Hotel. Sister.
They call me sister. Don't ask. Are you making...
Welcome to the Weatherly. Mr. Buckingham at your service.
Buckingham.
This is the Weatherly Hotel. It's the finest establishment in Rivet City. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to call him a rust bucket, that would be rude.
Good to see you.
Is it just me, or is there like... nobody on this ship? Rust particles, lockjaw, fish poisoning. Doesn't tell me anything.
You're wounded. Let me bandage that. Oh, I'd like to help. I really would. But I don't know the first thing about this place's history. Don't let my age fool you. I may have been around for a while, but I didn't spend all that time here. He's totally strung out. It's going to kill him one of these days. That old story? Well, now, I haven't heard talk of that in quite some time. It was all just a rumor, a hoax, someone's idea of a practical joke. Story was there was an android, escaped from the Commonwealth up north, from someplace called the Institute. There was a holotape that got circulated. I think I've got a copy of it. Yeah, here it is. Give it a listen. That's a man's voice. Hoax for sure.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a hoax. Don't bother with it. Someone sent tapes like that to pretty much every doctor in the Wasteland. None of us believed it. Sure, I could patch you up. This won't hurt a bit. Nah, just kidding. It will probably hurt a lot. Hold still.
50 caps!
You're all set. Are we done here? Sure. And a quick shot. All done.
100 caps!
Take care.
Jeepers. Look, knows how to rip you off, don't they?
Tamper with that, and we're going to have a problem.
Are we? Mr. Security Guard.
Huh?
Don't want any problems.
We haven't met. I'm Bannon, proprietor
Bannon.
of Potomac Attire and city council member. You should stop by my shop. What you're wearing is dreadful.
Oh, thanks.
Between you and me, keeping out the riffraff is good for business. Dr. Lee, Chief Harkness, and I are all on the council. We meet every Monday morning. I can be very influential, if you know what I mean. Far more than Seagrave Holmes. A threat? No, of course not. Well, maybe. He wants to replace me on the council. He's a shady character. I just can't prove it. Now, if someone were to find something incriminating in his room, well, let's just say I would be very appreciative. Why, I practically set this whole place up. When I got here 12 years ago, it was just a handful of dead-enders squatting in a rusted-out rowboat. Now I'm on the council, and with my leadership, we're the strongest settlement in the wastes. Of course, a few of those dead-enders still stick around, but who'd want to leave?
12 years. I'm sorry. I think Rivet City's been around longer
Well,
than 12
yes,
years.
but it was hardly any place of importance until I arrived on the scene. That's all ancient history now. No one would ever care about it. If you insist on wasting your time on that, you could try that bartending old crone down below, Belle Bonnie. Yeah, see ya.
I'm looking for... Muddy Rudder. Muddy Rudder. Don't steal anything.
I'm Belle Bonnie, and this is the Muddy Rudder. I'll tell you what I tell all the fresh meat. Don't start anything down here, or I'll have Brock kick your ass.
Rock.
Probably not. What do you have? Oh yeah, he's a mess. I'm glad I'm not in Cindy's shoes. Go talk to Vera if you want gossip. I don't talk bad about folks. History? What, not enough shit around here already? You need to dig up more? Don't know if it ever had an official start. It's just been here forever. Stuck in the river and full of assholes. No, I can't fucking well share one. What sort of moron are you? But fine. If it'll get you out of my face, go down to Pinkerton's shed in the broken-off bow of the ship. If he decides to give you a history lesson, it's no business of mine. Now get the hell out of my bar.
Pinkerton. That's a familiar sound.
I really hope you're not thinking of breaking into there.
No. Thought never crossed my mind. So, who am I looking for again? Seagrave Home. Oh, that's his place then. Does he have a room? Angela Staney?
I'm Gary. Gary Staley. If you ever get hungry, stop by Gary's Galley. Suit yourself.
Gary Staley. Tammy Hargrave? It's not Seagrave.
I'm
Hello,
Cindy. I mean, Cindy Cantelli. I have a quick fix. I mean, I run a quick fix. Anyway, you were saying? Yeah, Polly and I. Our shop is in the market. Boy, that sounded dumb. Where else would our shop be? Anyway, thanks. For being nice, that is. He's hopeless. I have to keep him away from the shop, or he'll rob us blind. One of these days, he's going to end up dead. The poor dear. I wish there was something I could do to help her. That boy ought to just give her a tumble. It would be good for both of them. Well, I don't really know, to tell the truth. How does any city get started, really? But I've heard Bannon talk about how he was responsible for its success. So I'd ask him about it.
I've asked him.
Bye.
Whoa. I don't know why your brother would need to go and rob your shop, or your husband, or whatever he is. It seems like you've got plenty of flipping chemicals.
Good to have you back.
Science lab.
It was so noisy last night.
You must be new. I'm Seagrave. If you've got anything you want to unload, stop by my shop, Rivet City Supply. Yep, I'll take it all. One man's junk is another man's treasure. They might be listening. The Commonwealth has tried to make it out to be a hoax, but the escaped android is real, I tell you. Listen to this holotape. It will make you a believer, too.
Loads of holotapes.
He's totally strung out. It's going to kill him one of these days. Steal it? Hardly. He runs the council like it's his own personal bank account. He's supposed to represent all the market businesses, not just himself. It's about time he was replaced. Oh, I really wouldn't know. I mean,
Server group
long
assigned.
as I can remember, she's just been here, soaking up all the repairs and attention we can give her. I grabbed a wrench and joined in the reconstruction pretty much first thing out of the womb, but I never really cared about the politics. Last feller I remember from back then was Mr. Pinkerton. He must have left about a decade ago, after that spat with the science team. He used to have a storage shed in the broken-off bow of the ship. We always thought he was crazy for keeping stuff there. Might have kept a couple records down there, I guess. Careful, though. Ship's a bit treacherous down there in her belly. Oh, well, the old girl had seen a lot of damage, especially where the Mirelurks used to nest, and where the super mutants kept trying to get in. I guess the mutants and the Myers got so busy fighting each other, it gave us the time we needed to make this place shipshape. Does that tell you what you need to know? Anyway, we're here in Rivet City, and she's in good hands now.
Okay.
Oh, right. I sort of lose track of time talking about the old girl. See you later.
It was so noisy last night, I could hardly sleep.
Maybe a quick fix has something that'll help you sleep. Cindy's got all kinds of good chems.
I'll try that.
Seagrave's incriminating letter. Let's have a look, shall we? Scalania. May 1.
If you're listening to this recording, it is because you're believed to be trustworthy. I hope that is the case because this recording puts us both in danger. I'm escaping from the Commonwealth. I'm an android, a synthetic man, a slave. The men hunting me are ruthless and will stop at nothing to retrieve their property. I need to find a doctor in the Wasteland to perform facial reconstruction. I also need someone who knows a great deal about computers. I need to have my memories erased and my face altered to look like someone else.
Remember that secret android project I told you about? Well, they got some serious pre-war tech on their hands. They nabbed a lipoplasticator and a microdermal graftalizer for the facial reconstruction. Not sure where they'll find a chopper with enough skills to use it without making him look like a freaking ghoul. Oh, and get this. Can you believe they found a circuit neuralizer? That or someone built one. Word is that they're going to completely rewire the brain of one of those things. If you know who they got working on this, let me know. I want to meet the guy.
User entered your channel.
Okay.
User left your channel.
Eulogy Jones. No one here. I'll come back another time. I think I've done all the crafting I can for now. Who are you?
Ted Strayer. You can chill with me if you want, dude. You mean, like fix stuff? Nah. I just hang out, dude. I've got enough chems to last a while. Oh, yeah. Lady, I only just got here myself. Ain't nothing I could tell you. Okay. Later, dude.
Jefferson Memorial over there, which is where my father has gone to. Somewhere in there is a guy named Pinkerton who might be able to help me a little bit more with the history of Rivet City. And I'm guessing... that was the quickest way to get back here. Here's a caravan. That reminds me actually. Read my books. They give me skill increases. Yeah. Pinkerton or Jefferson? Pinkerton or Jefferson? Who are you?
You've been rather busy lately. Asking questions, investigating. So is that it? You're some kind of investigator? A detective for hire? Or do you have some kind of personal grudge against an innocent android who simply wants to be left alone? Please tell me. I'd really like to know. Fine. Let's cut to the chase. My name is Victoria Watts. I work for a movement whose goals are directly opposed to your own, apparently. It seems you're trying very hard to locate an android my associates and I have tried very hard to hide. You can see how that puts us at odds. You really want help? Take this. It's an internal component from the very android you're searching for. Don't ask how I obtained it. Present it to Dr. Zimmer in Rivet City. Tell him the android is dead and that was on the corpse. He'll believe you. Do that and Zimmer will go back to the Commonwealth and leave that poor soul alone. Do that and you'll have saved a man's life.
Android is not a man.
Just understand that this android is now, for all intents and purposes, a man. He looks human, he acts human, he believes he is human. But even if he's not, even if he's a machine, he's capable of rational thought and emotion. So you see, his soul is as human as yours or mine. This person, and he is a person, deserves a chance at freedom. Please, if there's a shred of decency in you, don't take that away from him.
Okay.
Of course. If you help me, and thus the android, God and the universe will smile upon you. Is there any better compensation?
Yeah, financial would be nice.
We call ourselves
money.
the Railroad. Our mission is the rescue and salvation of synthetic humanoids. Androids, as they're more commonly known. Yes, if we are able, but there are others in the Wasteland who assist in the plight of human slaves. Our android brethren have only us. Tell you what, you deliver that component to Zimmer and tell him the android is dead, and you can consider yourself a member in good standing. You know what you need to do.
Okay, this is just weird. So she wants me to now help the android? Still don't know who it is. Maybe this Pinkerton fella can help. Lockpick skill of 100. 21. Not getting in there for a little while then. Lockpick above 100 maybe to see pink. Yes, it's a trip to the memorial. I killed all the super mutants, didn't I? I might have killed all the super mutants, but I forgot to take out all the centaurs. Right, quick lay of the land then. So we've got the citadel over there, isn't it? I'll ignore the my work. Oh yes, I forgot. I got some. I changed my weapon, didn't I, in the last one? Lever action shotgun. I should now make that.
Ain't none of my business.
Stick with this for the time being.
Whoa!
Okay, that may not have been the stealthiest of approaches. I heard a mutiny.
What? I hear something.
Yeah, me too.
Found you! Now try and hide from this!
Okay, there's quite a few of them. I'm over encumbered and cannot run. Drink a whiskey, that'll help. Taft Tunnel.
Time to die!
Basement? Wanna go to the basement? Do I want to go to the basement? Let's find out. Okay, I've got gore bags. Clearly means super mutant somewhere.
Now try and hide from this!
Whoa!
Die, Metal Man!
Get that? Where did the shots come from?
Yeah!
Okay, they found me. Purity journal entry. Okay. I'm sorry, but I find it very difficult to believe my dad was in this place. Crawling with super mutants. No way my father would have been in here. Stuck on a landscape. Better days. 2, 3, 1. Journal pages. Journals, journals, journals.
That batch of tests was inconclusive, but Madison and I are convinced it's a problem with the secondary filtration system. We're going to recalibrate the equipment and try again tomorrow, so that... James, please. I'm trying to work. Now's not the time. So that's the next step. Assuming we get the results we need, we'll move on to... James! Stop! I need to finish these notes. We'll move on to diagnosing the issues with the radiation dampeners. That should... Ow! James! Now? We really shouldn't.
So, here I am, back where it all began. Project Purity. God, we wanted to change the world. We really thought the waters of life could be a reality. And that's why this is a momentous occasion. Because even after 19 years, I still believe it. Project Purity can and will be operational. This is just the beginning. This is day 2 of my attempt to resurrect this project. I've got one of the portable fusion generators up and running, but it's just enough to power the emergency lighting and a couple of other systems. That will serve for now, but I'll need help powering up the mainframe. Time to visit Madison at Rivet City.
Rivet City?
I spoke with Dr. Lee, Madison, at Rivet City. It went about as well as I expected. That is to say, she thinks I'm completely mad. How can I blame her? She's got her own life, her own team, and is making real, tangible scientific progress. And here I come again, the very paragon of failure and false promises. But the reality is, I need Madison and whatever scientific team she may have assembled. I can't do this myself.
Game's off!
Project Purity is bigger than me. It always was. And without Catherine... God, I can't let this die. Not again. Not like this.
Okay, fine. see, I'm still missing a couple of logbooks though. Explore all the rooms that way. Everything there is to pick up in here. Music's done. Okay, so where is that? It's clearly not here because this place is run with super mutants. I'm pretty sure he'd be dead if he came in here. Definitely someone bad up here. And 8, 5. I'm missing journal number 4 there.
Even in Vault 101, my work on Project Purity never really stopped. Soon after we arrived, my nightly routine included sneaking into the restricted areas, searching for, I don't know, whatever I could find. It was a Vault-type facility, after all. The place was built with some of the most advanced technology this country had ever developed. Those excursions never turned up anything particularly useful. So, one night, after half a bottle of scotch, I broke into the Overseer's office. It was easy enough to hack his console, gain access to the restricted files. Most of it was garbage. Propaganda, spy reports, just plain rambling bullshit, really. But there was one thing, one name that stood out amongst all the others. Dr. Stanislaus Braun. I knew of Braun's work, of course. He was a celebrity in his day, Voltec's sorcerous scientist, leaving his peers in awe of his technological wizardry. But it was in Vault 101 that night in the Overseer's office I first learned of Braun's involvement in Vault-Tech's Social Preservation Program and his work on something called GEC, the Garden of Eden Creation Kit.
missing journal entry 6
I am
as
at a
well.
loss. My beloved wife is gone. In her place is my daughter, small and helpless. As much as this place means to me, as much as it meant to Catherine, this is no place for an infant, especially an infant without her mother. It's time to go. The project was in trouble before, both internally and externally. Progress has come to a halt, both because our recalculations have gotten us nowhere, and because the mutant attacks occur several times a day. I regret that it has come to this. I know that if I leave, our work may come to an end. Madison has never been on the best of terms with the Brotherhood. Aside from Scribe Rothschild, she'll tolerate none of them. If she's the one dealing with them, who knows what will happen? It breaks my heart to go. But I must put the needs of my child before my own.
So Dad saved me, took me to the vault.
To be honest, the Gex sounded like pure fantasy, even for someone of Braun's capabilities. It was nothing short of a miracle. A terraforming module capable of producing life from complete lifelessness. But not only was this thing a reality, it was actually distributed to several vaults to be used after an atomic war. Vault 101 was, sadly, not on that list. I did some digging and discovered Braun's name on the reservation list for a Vault 112. I'm no slouch, but this man, he could have easily succeeded where I failed. Does his collected knowledge remain within the halls of Vault 112? Journals, holotapes, computer records, maybe even experiments. If I could gain access to just a fraction of Braun's genius, Project Purity would become a reality. I'm off to Vault 112 to search for anything of Braun's that might help me get this purifier up and running. All I know is that it's west of some place called Evergreen Mills, and it's well hidden in some sort of garage. But I'll find it. I have to. It's so close, but that's the story of Project Purity, isn't it? An eternity of almost theirs. Let's see if Braun has the missing puzzle piece. I'm off to, well, here we are again. Project Purity and me. It's been close to 20 years since my last entry, since I left all of this behind to make a life for my daughter. We've spent that time in Vault 101, tucked away from the rest of the world. It wasn't perfect, but it was safe, and that's all I could have hoped for. Now my daughter is a grown woman, beautiful, intelligent, confident, just like her mother. And as hard as it was to admit it, she doesn't need her daddy anymore.
Okay, so... Strange vault is apparently over here, according to Dad. That's where he's gone. So, I'm thinking... head back to Megaton. Clear out my junk. Sell off some stuff. And then continue on my adventure, I suppose. To try and find Dad. Well, I guess that'll be the next episode. Join me then.